Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our pitch event number 59. So today we have four great founders coming from all over the US, Europe, Israel, and a great investor guest. So before we start, we go live another 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday next week. And after we will go for the last 3 weeks in July, any Tuesday. We pause in August and we are back the 12th of September. So we take a small break during the summertime. Now, regarding today, I'm very pleased to start with our investor guest, Erez. Erez Lab. Erez is one of high-end capital ventures. And Erez, I really would like to give you the way how to present yourself.
Sure. Thank you, Max. Thanks for having me today. Very pleased to be here. So I'm from In Capital Ventures. In Capital Ventures is a global VC. We have our headquarters in Toronto and also offices in Tel Aviv. I'm based in our office in Tel Aviv. We invest in B2B software startup companies, usually in Series A and B. And we have 11 companies in our portfolio, invest in any sectors or sector agnostics, IoT, cyber, dev tools, MLOps, anything that has to do with software. A few words about myself. So I started my career in the tech side of things. I've been serving in the tech intelligence unit here in Israel, then as a software solution architect in MDoc several years. Relocated to the States, been there about 10 years in the US and in Central America. Also had my own companies, which I started from zero to acquisition, one in the e-commerce space and another one in the VI and CRM systems for brick and mortar businesses. I'm almost 3 years with In Capital, and pleased to be here today.
Thank you so much, Erez. Okay, so let me move to our first founder, Baruch. How's it going? Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much. So my name is Baruch. I'm the CEO of RoadSense.
Yes.
Sorry,
Baruch, founder and CEO of RoadSense, headquartered Netanya, Israel, IT services. Seed around USD 3 million. And now, Baruch, I will leave everything to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So happy to be here. RoadSense is all about making cities smart. Can I present my... Yeah, great. Thank you very much. So RoadSense is all about smart cities. When we look at cities today globally, there's a huge gap between what municipalities need in order to operate their cities at the best to what they've got today with cameras and all kinds of sensors. And the problems keep piling. If we look at pedestrians crossing, there's a huge decrease in pedestrian safety during the last 5 years in the US. Basically, it went up by 100%. And we need to keep the citizens safe and private. And we need to report in real time. So it's quite a new infrastructure for the city. But we also know that there are 5 elements that keeping cities from being smart. It's inefficient infrastructure, there's a security breaches, the community, how to engage the community into this technology, how can it serve the inhabitants, and of course, privacy all over again. What RoadSense is doing is we are taking the public space, no matter what the public space is, we know to convert it into digital in real time. And then we basically answering countless use cases with this information. We're looking at people, mobility, micro-mobility, we see their direction, their velocity, and all the information about them without seeing them. The way we are seeing them is by radars. We've developed an IoT device that monitors a specific locations in the public space. For example, a crosswalk, for example, a public park, and then we can tell for how long people are waiting at a bus stop, how people are crossing the street, how many families are entering the park, how many cars are entering the city or the street. Any kind of question or challenge we can solve with this technology. We found that there's a lot of advantages with our technology. First, it's disruptive. There's no other company like ours that's doing it. We do it with complete privacy. We see only objects. We do it in real time. We solve countless use cases. We basically ask for nothing from the cities. We fit any city in the world right now from tomorrow morning. The result of our analytics is provided to the municipality the way they want to see it. It can be a dashboard. It can be alerts to their smartphones. It goes in any way the city wants to understand and have the information. We do it because we know that even the problems are similar. The way they want to solve it is different. We solve thousands of use cases, or countless use cases on a single platform. Our focus is on the platform, not on the use case. It goes from smart cities to retail, to seaports, etc., etc. If we look at our traction, then starting with last week, we are a provider to TfL in London. We have a project in the US and in India, and of course in Israel, several projects in Israel. When we look at our competitive landscape, basically we have now one to copy from because we started from scratch and we disrupted all the way until we had this project, and there is no direct competition to our solution. If we look at our business model, then it's quite simple. You purchase the sensors for the first time, then there's an annual fee for the data. Even though it seems that we look for B2G market, we're basically B2B company because we know that the sales cycles with municipalities is long and endless. So basically, we're looking for integrators to sell to, so they can communicate with the municipalities that they are already serving and sell it to them. The founder is myself, but you know me already, and Avi is our very talented CTO. We're looking for $3 million in investment for our seed round. Basically, most of our R&D is behind us, so we're looking to expand to the US and to Asia. And this is from my side. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Baruch. I leave everything to Erz.
Well, thank you very much for the presentation. Very interesting. So I have some questions. First thing, if you can talk more about the hardware hardware component in your solution.
Yes, it's a radar-based module that we've developed. The sensor itself is off the shelf, but all the boards that's surrounding it, all the edge computing is ours. It's completely ours.
But then it means that you always have to be also the provider of the hardware, or is there in the roadmap to put it on just any type of box?
No, you cannot put it on any type of box. We need to be the supplier for the sensors because the sensor talks with our system. It's encrypted, and it provides unique information that our system can analyze it basically.
Okay, and do you have any concern that you are because you have your software and you have your hardware, and it always needs to go together. So just for example, if you only go for software, you focus on software, then say you take the hardware and just outsource it to a third party or any other hardware manufacturers. Do you have any concern as far as moving forward with the software and keep the hardware at the same pace?
No, we have no worries about it because we saw that this kind of solution that really provides answer is highly acceptable in the US and in Asia and in Europe. because now the focus is different. They don't want another software based on another hardware. They want a solution, and they're willing to invest in this kind of technology to get these answers.
Okay. Thank you. Another question is about, you mentioned that you do the tracking, the analysis, and it's in real time. Do you also provide any, what is the output? Do you provide any recommendation, any action you give like if it's a city or any other organization, what they need to do in real time? What's going to be the next after you analyze?
So the first thing we do is that we are sitting with the cities and ask the city, hey city, what is your problem? And this is the KPI. Okay. Then we design the dashboard or the API according to this KPI. And for that, we answer exactly on what the city needs to know. Basically, we do everything. We can measure occupancy and traffic and alert on accidents and incidents. Is how we train the system. The system can do almost anything when it comes to the public space.
Okay. And you mentioned several use cases, and typically there is, with this kind of solution, there is one or two use cases that will drive most of the revenue, at least at the beginning.
Yeah.
Which ones you believe is going to be the dominant ones?
We know that the dominant ones are to track bicycle lanes and to track people on the streets, because tracking vehicles, we've got a lot of technology that is doing it with cameras and lidars, etc. But it's really hard to track people, and without harming their privacy, of course. And this is what we can do with a very high accuracy.
Okay. About the privacy you just mentioned, what makes you compliant with the privacy? Like you don't provide, you just provide the number statistics, or you don't provide like pictures, or what makes you compliant as far as the solution?
If I show you my road data, then it's just objects that are moving. We cannot differentiate even if it's a man or a woman. Okay, this is how we keep privacy. We don't have the ability, we don't have any lens to picture the street. We see only objects and we're analyzing them. So we cannot tell if you just pass by that you are the same person. We cannot even tell that.
Okay, gotcha. And the last question is about the usage of funds. What you're going to do with, you're raising 3 million. How do you see, how you divide this capital?
Basically, it will go around 40% to hire new people, and the rest will go to conquer the world, because there's a lot of demand for this kind of solution. We are unique with this, so we are planning on roadshow and trade shows and all those activities to engage our customers. And we're doing it right now. We're doing it a little bit slowly, but the potential is huge.
Okay. And yeah, so I think very good, very interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Baruch. I'll move to our second founder. Before doing this, everyone wants to come to pitch. You can send your deck to pitch@equitymatch.co and follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. And on our YouTube channel, you have all our pitch events done up to date. So let me move to our second founder. Andrew Ritter, founder and CEO of Muva from San Jose, USA, logistics, seed around 2 million in USD. How's it going, Andrew?
Oh, good. Thanks, Max. Hopefully you can hear me clearly here.
Perfectly good. So let's give an introduction to yourself, and after I'll leave you to pitch.
Okay. Well, actually, I was going to, kind of funny, I was going to do this as part of the team slide, but I'll give you a background on myself briefly, and then when I go to the pitch, I'll introduce the founding developer, Nick Swenson, as well. My background is in owning, well, as an investor and then owner of commercial real estate. And that's actually how I came across the concept for the need for more efficiency in the supply chain. and owned logistic facilities in the United States. I'm Australian, and we realized we did some projects there as well, but it was primarily a project in the United States where I realized that there was the need for this, and then I connected with the coders in Silicon Valley. That's where we got to. So anyway, here we go, straight onto it. This myself, Nick Swenson was the founding developer. There was a team of 3 in Silicon Valley, and then Nick took over and wrote most of the front end and most of the back end. Also connected with his father, Keith, who's a well-known coder in Silicon Valley, and he's been with us all the way through. So I'll do something else. I'm going to move here to this traction slide because I want to tell you about Muva is we're a tech platform for the moving and shipping of goods. And that means we began as a B2C company. And that was where the customer takes a video of everything they want moved originally, and that gets sent to those moving and shipping companies that are on our platform. With the link, this enables them to provide a quote without having to visit the home. So we began servicing the consumer. The consumer would do that. We would have multiple these moving and shipping companies on our platform. They would turn around, turn back a quote to the consumer. We pivoted, and we have pivoted to become now a B2B company. And I guess we go to traction also. We actually had very good traction in the last year, or relatively good, as a B2C. We learned what made it more user-friendly. And we actually did about, I think, whatever it was, about 10x revenue in 2022. But our pivot changed to becoming B2B. And we did this because of the requests from both the moving and the shipping companies on our platform. They came to us and said, basically, hey, can you make this app for us so that we can use it for our own customers? And there was a number of reasons, but in addition to that, we realized it doesn't make sense to be fighting with them and having them compete against each other. We're better working with them. So that's where we've pivoted today. This competition slide, I thought I would bring it up because it shows where some of the competitors are, where we were as a B2C, and others are now where we are as a B2B. But Muva is really different to all of these. And that's because we're really an all-in-one estimating tool, which is the estimating tool, marketplace, and payments processor. And as a marketplace, what we realized is all of these can work together. We learned that the moving and shipping companies can work together, and we started booking jobs where they were sharing resources, and then they were asking us, can you process the payments? And so we did. So here I'm going to move all the way through to the funding slide. Give us a little bit of what are we looking for, and where are we, and here are we today. In short, Muva now is building out our first customized app for the moving company, and we're also doing it first customized app for a shipping company. And note that they work together and they're very similar, and they work together on jobs, yet there are differences between the moving and shipping company. So here's a short breakdown of that $2 million raise. I guess we can talk more about this later, but we realized we're going to start soon. We plan to begin AI so that the moving companies can now train AI to provide quotes without actually having to even review them until later on. So that will save further time. And I guess in the end of the day, what are we doing for these guys in addition to our app? One of the big features is we're saving them a tremendous amount of time, and it makes their lives a lot more efficient. So that's a short and brief overview. I think that's a pretty wrap. My name's Andrew Ritter, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Andrew. Erez, please.
Hey, Andrew, thank you for the presentation. Can you give a quick brief about the business model? So you have the shipper movers on one side of the marketplace, and you have the consumers, right, on the other side?
Yes.
Give more about the business model.
I'm actually gonna, if it's okay, also I'm just bringing up this. Could we bring up that competition slide? I think hopefully, the goal is this is going to be helpful in answering your question as well. So it's the business model. It's important to note, as I brought up, we began as a B2C company. We did not think we were going to go B2B. So we learned we had to make our app exceptionally user-friendly for the customers, because people would not use it, or they would get confused, or a number of things. And we were learning to make it easy, but we also learned from the moving and shipping companies what was critical to them. And so when they came to us and they actually said, hey, a shipping company one day came to us and said, do you have other people on your platform that could handle a job? We've got to move from LA up to Miami, and I need a driver. Whereas there's a real shortage of suppliers, of drivers, trucks, all these things. And we learned that they can work together. And so what we said is our technology, of course, with the video part, and there's then another group you could look at, I put in the competition slide here, is Yambo. They also enable a good video, but it was too slow for the customer. So with our video and with our technology asking all these questions, it became very easy and simple for these companies to utilize us rather than go out and have them answer all the quotes and do all the other things. And so that's our pivot, and that's how we learned, okay, these companies can work together, and we now know what they need. What do they really need? What are their pain points?
Okay, great. A question about, because we know this domain, especially in the US, is highly competitive domain. A lot of companies in this space from different angles, not necessarily what you guys do, but how to make this differentiation to stand out, that you'll be able to.
It's a very good question. I think this slide again is helpful here. If you talk about the biggest competitors, if I can bring that up.
Sure.
So let's just do very briefly here. We talk about the Yambo and Supermove. They're an estimating tool. So if you look at us as a competitor for John Smith that needs to move from Los Angeles out to Miami, then and the building that for a moving company, then you would consider those two companies competitors. But what's different is they're not working with shipping companies. We're the only ones that have this marketplace. They could onboard those, but there's complexities and there's a program and there's all sorts of different things. Also, in terms of a technology, currently we've began as a B2C company. We had to make our video really easy. We also you don't have to click on every single item so that it takes too long. We're able to get that video off really fast, and they're able to be viewed very quickly, so the consumer feels comfortable taking it. You don't have to get on a separate Zoom call to give a quote. So that made us very competitive in that rate. As it relates to the shipping side of things, and its freight really is commercial shipping, I would address probably groups like Uber Freight and Flexport that are listed here, and they've been very successful. There's no wrong at all. In fact, that's a much bigger market when you would compare those two. But they're focused on the actual companies that need the goods shipped. And what we're focused on is not just, we've got the companies there, but we're focused on providing the efficiency for those shipping companies specifically. And we've made it such that, shipping company I need a driver. Great. We've got our little network that can provide you that driver. I really need to go in and let one of your estimating guys go in and estimate this out. This is too big a size for us. We can't. We need an estimator to do this job. Okay, we need a person on the other end. We've got that network. We want them to be able to connect in with your network, Andrew. Can they do that? Sure, we're going to integrate all of them.
Great.
And then last question, ironically, I'll say this to you. I never thought this would happen, but they came to us and said, can you handle payments? Because it was much better if we can have it all in one location, someone process those payments.
Payments is great. It's another revenue stream for your company. So I think it's going to be very good for you to manage payments as well. Another question about the headcount moving from B2C to B2B, like pivoting, required to do some changes in the headcount, the positions, like maybe having a sales force, like instead of more digital or paid marketing. How did you handle this change?
Well, that's an interesting question. You'd think it's actually the opposite, and it was one of the reasons why initially we've gone this route. We said, okay, let's build one out for the first moving company, and we'll build it out to the shipping company. And what we didn't expect would happen was they actually started telling their colleagues. So instead of having this thing that they wanted to protect and not tell people, they told their colleagues, and we had the opposite of problem where we've gone and told them, don't tell anymore, because our coding team is not capable of building it out right at now. We can only handle so many requests. Now, yes, once it's finished for these guys, it's going to be a lot quicker in the future, but our small team, we can't handle 50 guys right now. We don't have that capability.
Okay. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thank you.
Yes. So I'm moving to our third founder, Reinis Spunde, CEO co-founder of Catalyco, Riga, Latvia, materials recovery, bridge round, euro 150,000. How's it going, Reinis?
Yes, hi, good. Nice to be here. Thanks
Thank
for
you so
the
much.
opportunity. Yeah, I am.
Please.
I am an MBA, and yeah, with 25 years experience in sales. And from 2010, I started my own businesses and worked also with some startups, achieved some exits. And 2017, I met my co-founder, and we started this Catalyco business. So, and here I can tell you a little bit more about Catalyco. So it is my great pleasure to introduce you to Catalyco and our local supply chain for zinc oxide. And the purpose of Catalyco is to postpone the Earth's overshoot day, which last year fell on July 28, and reduce Europe's dependency on imported materials and help the industry to meet sustainability goals. Zinc oxide is an important material for many industries. More than half of zinc oxide production is consumed in tire and rubber production. It is irreplaceable for this industry. It is also a main component of the methanol manufacturing process. Both are high volume applications with growing demand but limited supply. Our product market fit is a secure and cost-effective supply of this important material. 40% of zinc oxide consumed in Europe is imported, and the global supply chains are broken. At the same time, there are large amounts of zinc oxide containing waste, and its utilization is high energy consuming and costly. So Catalyco has developed a technology platform for the recovery of materials from industrial waste streams. This enables the creation of a local and sustainable supply chain for advanced zinc oxide products, which can be adapted to other materials as well. We use our proprietary technology that enables the efficient separation of materials, resulting in a production of powders with excellent characteristics and added volume. We have already initiated paid trials and started generating revenues. Our zinc oxide has received technical confirmation from 4 potential customers, and we are currently engaged in pilot projects with leading chemical and metallurgical companies. Our competitive advantage comes from the uniqueness of our method, which recovers a superior material with lower environmental impact, and we aim to obtain sustainable production and cost leadership for high-performance zinc oxide. Recovering high-quality materials from zero-volume byproduct is unique in our approach. Our business model is a combination of materials recovery service and technology licensing. We carry out the recovery of materials by engaging the services of a contract manufacturer. It allows to scale up production without investment in equipment. And the total zinc oxide market will be worth 5.2 billion euros in a few years. Our beachhead market of active zinc oxide is growing twice as fast and will be worth 1.4 billion euros. And in a few years, we estimate to obtain a 25 million euro market share. To this day, we have raised 800,000 from different funding sources and validated our technology and generated first revenue. Now we are raising seed round investment to set up industrial size manufacturing and increase customer base. Next year, we plan to expand sales in new markets and validate new material streams. In 2025, we expect to reach a production amount of 400 tons per year and 10 million euros in revenue. And we will make it thanks to our excellent team of keen entrepreneurs and experienced scientists, supported by an excellent advisory team. We are already an international team with a main office in Riga and strong connections in Europe and the US. And we are currently raising 150,000 euro round extension to deliver first customer orders and demonstrate a real user case. This will prepare us for the next investment, for the next seed round in autumn of 1 million and enable potential early exits at 3 times higher valuation. This round extension we are actually already closing, but if somebody is still interested, we can discuss. And today we are facing new challenges with the global supply chains and set strong goals to reduce dependency on imported materials and reduce CO2 emissions from the whole product life cycle. That is why using recovered materials is critical today. And we are at the beginning of a great journey to change the zinc oxide industry towards sustainability. And if you are interested to be part of our journey, I encourage you to reach out to me and ask your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Reinis. I leave the questions all to Erez.
Reinis, thank you very much. Very impressive team, resume, very good. My question first is about the sales cycle. If you can explain me more about how it works. So you sell to manufacturers, you license the technology. If you can give more information about this, please.
So in the first stage, we aim to provide this as a service. That meaning we are qualifying a toll manufacturer, a contract manufacturer near to our customers who will be doing this recovery process. And later, when we have demonstrated this recovery capability to a catalyst manufacturer, for example, then we can create a joint venture company with that industrial partner and license the technology to this joint venture. And this joint venture can be located at the industrial site and do this waste and materials recovery. And then the benefit is that these waste streams are not leaving the territory of this industrial company. And they got to use recovered materials. And also for this to these catalyst manufacturers, we actually can license the technology directly to them in case they are interested, because they have this catalyst manufacturing waste stream, so basically spent catalysts, and they can use the recovered material to manufacture new catalysts. And also they probably already have most of the required equipment for the manufacturing process.
And the question is why you trying to keep like the company involved with the manufacturer, like joint venture, and not just license the technology and move on to the next customer? Why do they need you in the process? That's the question.
So these are all options that we can evaluate with the customer, and whatever they prefer, we can be flexible here.
Okay. And how do you charge the customers? Is it based on the volume of the material?
Yes, it's based on the volume of the recovered material.
Okay, it's like a revenue share between you and the manufacturer.
No, we recover a certain amount of material and then sell it back to this, let's say, catalyst manufacturer who provided us with that waste stream, and we sell them back at a little bit better price than they buy fresh material on the market, and our material even has better characteristics than the initial fresh material on the market, but that's of course case by case.
Sure. And as far as the go-to-market, how did you land these customers that you have already, the paid trials? How did you get this deal?
So this is like I would say typical business-to-business sales, that we are searching for connections, going to exhibitions, meeting people, looking for introductions to the right people, and that's how you meet with the R&D people, and then you start the discussions. They get interested. They want to run some first tests, and then we start to make paid trials and hopefully to get to the industrial volumes.
Right. And as far as the use of funds moving forward, I saw that you're closing be safe with another 150 and then going for a 1 million round. How far is going to take you? Because it's if you want to like building up a sales team, which is direct sales, it's going to take you for 1 year ahead, 2 years. What's going to be the runway after the round?
So we have in our estimates, we are planning, let's say, not very fast growth, but so that I would say that we don't need too big sales team, because the volumes what we are planning for the next few years are relatively small comparing to the market. So we need maybe few customers to reach those volumes. And our main use of funds is to cover the operational costs, because we need to pay to these toll manufacturers upfront or earlier than we get the payment from our customers, and that is our main cost position, let's say.
Where you project going to be as far as revenue, let's say a year from now?
So in 25, we estimate to reach 10 million in revenue, and then in few years in 28, we estimate to have like 25 millions.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that is only like 0.1% of the market, what we would cover at that moment.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Reinis.
Welcome.
Thank you, Reinis. Thank you, Reinis. So I'm moving to our last fund. Anyone wants to make any questions? Anyway, if you want to ask something to a fund, just write, and we bring all to them. Meanwhile, Fela Akinse, Chief Scientist, SALUBATA, USA France Fashion, pre-seed around 3 million in USD. How's it going, Fela?
Very well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. Please give an introduction to yourself, and after we go straight to pitch.
All right, thank you, everyone. My name is Fela, and the CEO and also the Chief Scientist at SALUBATA. I used to work as an environmental scientist, and we faced some issues containing PET bottles. And so I'm just going to go ahead to share my slide. Thank you. Okay. So at SALUBATA, we occupy this niche where we make shoes from old plastic bottles. And the shoes are modular, they are customizable. While I was working as an environmental scientist, we thought it was a novel idea to make shoes from plastic waste. We realized that the likes of Adidas and Nike had also been making shoes from plastics. And so we thought about how we could make the shoes more customizable. And we decided to occupy the niche. And so that's how we came up with the concept of modular shoes from plastic bottles. In a year alone, there are over 381 million tons of plastic waste produced. Sadly, just only about 9% of this waste have ever been recycled. Global footwear market by 2027 will worth 530 billion, and the sustainable footwear market is growing at 5.8% per annum. And so for us, we started thinking, imagining what if we convert plastic waste into shoes. So we have these shoes. These shoes currently are produced in Portugal and also in Italy. And beyond the fact that the shoes are made from plastics, they're also modular. So I can readily detach these components of the shoes, and I can attach as many components as possible. All right. So beyond that, the shoes are also modular. I mean, just like I demonstrated, they are breathable, they are more durable, and they're stain-free. Within the insoles are infused air bubbles, and these air bubbles gives you a feeling of walking on clouds. It gives you a feeling of like you're wearing nothing. And it's intended to fit your dynamic lifestyle and health needs. 5% because we realize that the downwind impact of these pollutants affect the people in the underserved communities the most, especially the women. We decided to commit 5% of our profit to the cost of empowering women in these regions. We currently own 2 global patents on this invention. We've made our revenue right now is 840,000 plus euros. We are currently backed by Techstars. We've been part of some programs and talked at some other programs. For example, Fashion for Change, Yahoo Finance, where we were featured. So our business model is simple. On your first purchase, you're going to get this black and white pieces of shoes together. So you're getting 2 shoes for one. And so you're getting 2 shoes for one. And beyond that particular point, so we've seen other footwear brands or other brands try to engage a subscription model in what they're doing. But the design of their materials do not readily allow for that. For us, the modularity allows for a subscription-like model. And so in the coming months, we're launching a subscription-based model where you can order your shoes all year round. And all you need to order is just this piece of the upper of the shoe. And so going forward, we commenced in 2020. We currently also have a partnership with Amazon to sell our products in 7 major markets in the EU, including the UK. We are currently launching a brand in LA. With that, our plan is to be able to capture the huge footwear community in Los Angeles, and that would also cost additional ripple impacts in other cities or other states in the United States. We are currently also developing another technology. And so what we are developing right now, these shoes we have offset carbon. And so offsetting meaning the volume of carbon, or amount of carbon you avoid. And so what we realize that it's more important, more impactful to decompose the carbon rather than offset it. So we are currently also working on another decomposition technology. It's also a shoe technology, but this will also find applications in the automotive and aeronautics industry. Our current goal is to reach an average sale of 2,000 shoes month on month. 2,000 shoes month on month means $420,000 in monthly recurrent revenue. We're a team with complementary skill set necessary to scale our impact. We are also strategically positioned for customer acquisition and growth. We have experts, mentors, and advisors on the likes of Meta, Nike, and many more. We are raising $3 million. We currently have a commitment of about 1 million right now. And so we are hoping to round off this round in about by the end of August. So we're looking for mission-driven investors that can really help us drive our growth. We believe we can be, our goal right now is to be the next biggest sustainable footwear brand around the world. So we're looking for investors that can help us, can take us around our mission. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to stop here for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Fela. Thank you so much, Fela. Eres, please.
Well, thank you. It's very cool. I want to try one, to be honest. By the way, I know Techstars very well, and they're very, very good investors, and it looks good. And my question first is about the go-to-market. So you're going through the companies like B2B2C, like Amazon or Nike or other companies such as this?
No. So right now we are actually very focused on B2C. And the reason for that is because of, so our deal with Amazon entails that Amazon will only take about 5% of for every sale we make. And so for us, that makes a lot of sense. We try to work with some other retailers, and most of them want to take about 40–30%. So for us, we want to keep most of the margins right now. And for every shoe we sell, we earn a 70% margin. And for us, it's way more profitable. So what we realize is that the average customer, after buying this pair of shoes, after their initial purchase, they tend to buy 3 extra pieces of this upper shoe in a year. And so we decided to automate that and also scale it. Our next technology we're building will be purely B2B, and it's also a patented technology. And our plan is to license it into that technology to other major brands. But right now, our primary focus is on B2C. Over time, maybe if we are able to find favorable retailers or partners, then we'll work with them.
Okay. And another question, do you think, because there is the huge aspect of what you do, the impact and all this plastic waste, which is a huge problem of the world, do you think it's enough for you to go by and grow and scale the company? Because at the end of the day, it can be, people just want to have a pair of shoes, and it's going to take you some time to manufacture or create more designs, more variety. So how do you plan to keep all of this together?
Okay, so as it stands, we are actually trying to. Our plan right now is to. So we are currently establishing some partnerships with some artists, and these artists would help us release, enable our customers to anticipate the next month's drop. And so for us, so this partnership it's intended to drive more recurrent sales throughout the whole year. And so that's with the artists. Then beyond the fact that our shoes are made from plastic waste, so our primary focus right now is actually on the design. And we prioritize the design more than the fact that the shoes are made from plastic waste. Considering our customer behavior, they tend to buy our shoes because the shoes are modular. You can buy a shoe made of pineapple or maybe apple by mistake, or another shoe made from plastic waste by mistake. But you cannot buy our shoes by mistake. And so this is how we are able to grow our community. Our community are very passionate about what they buy, about what we are building. And so this niche we have occupied. Now, beyond these shoes, our mission at SALUBATA is to invent lifestyle technologies that help people and planet. And so beyond the shoes made from plastic waste, it's also one of the reasons we're also working on this carbon decomposition technology. We believe this is even a bigger mission for us. And so what we've seen over time is that most of the people that buy from us prioritize design. And so it's one of the reasons we are actually, we've gone a whole lot of steps ahead. We're manufacturing in India before and also in China, but we had to move to the EU because for us, it's more expensive, but we prioritize the quality of, and we believe that is more sustainable for the consumer than, and the churn rate, customer churn rate is almost zero because we're able to drive like recurrent sale over the months, and people are able to buy over and over. And so for us, it's the environmental aspect makes a lot of sense, but then we prioritize design more because what we are not just appealing to the environmentally friendly folks, but also the people who do not really care about the environment, but are also interested. And so, and along the way, they get educated as they buy the shoes.
Okay. And about the fundraising, so you're raising $3 million.
Yeah.
Can you share again the slide of the capital deployment? How it's going to be divided?
Yeah. So right now, what we are trying to focus on is brand awareness and also key partnerships. And these key partnerships entails partnership with key artists around the world, especially in our regions of scale. We're also trying to expand our product line. This product line entails different other numerous designs beyond even just the shoes. And this R&D is to focus on the carbon decomposition technology we're building. We are anticipating that will be released by the end of this year. And so the last part will be invested in our team.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Fela.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fela. Stay there. Don't go, because we are right now bringing everyone back. And as we always close in EquityMatch when we have a pitch event, I like to ask to all of you guys the passion and the money. The passion, because we do believe, any investors and Eres can absolutely agree, I believe, they must have the passion to bring them to the next level, right? There are millions of funders worldwide, millions, that every year try to start up, and 80% just fail every year. So which means for you to stand out from the crowd and don't failing, creating a unicorn or something similar, you must have such a huge passion behind you that drives you night and day. So Andrew, what's your passion and why Eres should invest in your startup? And you need to unmute yourself.
There we go. How's that? Sorry. Well, the passion began with owning the real estate, and then the passion grew when I connected with the moving and shipping companies. They really, I learned from them that it's pretty amazing the stuff that they've been doing. The connection with the warehouse and distribution facilities is critical. The supply chain, it's such a critical piece of the overall economy. It's very easy to be driven for it.
Why investing?
Investing, well, it's as a key to speed up, to provide greater efficiency and speed for the supply chain, is a business there's there's going to be many businesses, but it's going to be there. It's one of the biggest industries out there, so it's ripe for needing greater speed and greater networking. Right? Those key parts are critical. And we are going to ship goods. We're starting a program now, actually, with a shipping company shipping goods to Australia. I happen to be from Australia, even though we're located in the United States. That's going to save. They've got products they're bringing to market that they want to utilize with our platform, with our network. They want to introduce others to the network. There's exciting options there. We're going to be able to ship goods faster and quicker than others just to that specific location. So that's a starting point.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Baruch, the passion and the money too as well.
The passion is here because we believe that we are touching the future. We believe that when you, and areas, this is why you need to invest in RoadSense, because this is the future. The future is in answers, not in raw data. And we're basically touching the answers for cities and for communities and for many verticals in the market with a single platform. And this is a huge advantage. This is what the market is looking for, and we provide the solution. And you can hear from my voice, from my excitement, that this is my passion. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Thank you
so much, Baruch. Reinis.
Yes. So you cannot build a startup without passion, I guess, and without commitment. I'm building startups for more than 10 years, and you just don't give up, even if you kind of don't know how to go further, but you just make a small step and then somehow it starts to roll again. And why invest in Catalyco? Yeah, because we are making some changes in these big industries who are not very flexible. So we want to change. We want to change this. And one of the purpose of our company is to postpone the Earth's overshoot day. What I mentioned in our pitch, and of course earn money on the way. And this market, what we are in, is really big market with really good potential.
Thank you so much, Reinis. Fela, you are the last, of course, not the least, and I let you close. And after you, I would like to ask Erez if any advice can be given to our founders. You're more than welcome, Erez. And after, we need to close off each event. Fela.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. I would say that mine is not really about, it's more of a stronger word, and it's not just passion, it's a cause. And for me, I used to work as an environmental scientist. I used to work as a business analyst, and I thought about what I could do more around my world. And so for me, it's really about the impact I can create, and we believe we can create something beautiful. I believe something does not really have to be small. If you need to make an impact, it needs to be significant. And this comes to the next answer to why should they invest in us. If we need to make an impact at SALUBATA, a significant impact, it needs to be significant. And so if we do not scale it, and then we do not have an impact. And so I always believe, I'm of the belief that an impact is supposed to scale, and it's supposed to be significant. And so for us, it's really about, and the other part is really about the market opportunity. And so for us, and that's how I'm going to end. For us, it's around the impact and also the market opportunity. The sustainable food market is growing, and it's growing and it's increasing. And so we believe that we are going to dominate this sustainable food market. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fela. Erez, before we close, if you want to give any advice to founders, please, you're free to go.
Sure, just in a few words. First thing, thank you very much. It was great job, all of you. And I think from my point of view, for founders, I think that being a persistent, being resilient to changes, because you know already this is a crazy ride, being like a founder of a company. Try to get to the market and engage with the market as much as possible and as soon as possible, because the market feedback is the most important than anything else that we can talk here. I mean, we can talk hours, but as soon as you get to the market, you get the market feedback is the most important. The last thing that a lot of founders, some of the founders don't understand that raising capital, it's a work by itself. So put all the efforts to raise capital. Sometimes it feels like this is not a thing that you want to do, and it takes time from the business. This is right. But raising capital, got to be persistent, got to talk to each and every investor you think is relevant for your startup. So just consider it as another work for you as a founder.
Thank you so much, Eretz.
Thank
So,
you.
I really, guys, thank you very much for taking part in our pitch event. Baruch, Andrew, Reinis, Fela, and Eretz, of course. And it's been absolutely great event. And everyone wants to get in touch with the founders. You can do through EquityMatch, or you can do it straight to them, as we don't charge any success fee or any investment you're going to make. And again, thank you to all the people watching today, and I'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.